Big fight going on over here. We're going to use our Dark Side 2, slow them, remove some protections. We get some damage onto the Jingwei. Jingwei uses her ultimate. She lands. We use our Dark Side 1. We're able to get the pick onto Jingwei. We're going to use our 3, get the pick onto the Kabrakan. Rama's over here. We're going to try to get the pick onto him as well. We use our Dark Side 1. We're able to get him. We hear Loki. We're hunting for him. Loki doesn't want to give me that quad. There goes his blink. We're going to keep chasing. There goes his invisibility. We are still chasing. Discordia is here. Loki is here as well. I think we're going to be able to piece these fellas up. Get the slow and magic protection removal onto the Discordia. We use our light side 1. We're going to use our dark side 1. Get some damage. We apply a slow. I think that caught the Loki. We're able to get the pick onto the Discordia. We're going to heal up. We're going to fall back just a little bit. We still have our Aegis. We're going to use our light side 1. That's a swing and a miss. We're going to use our 3. We're going to use our dark side 1. And we're able to clean it up. That is all 5 picks. That felt good. And we should be able to rotate out of here. No problem. What a do, skibbity boo! It's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play HEL as mid. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, HEL is very strong in mid if you can buy the right items and manage her mana correctly. So let's go ahead and review HEL's abilities. HEL is a stance switcher, so she has 2 stances or 2 forms. She has a dark form and a light form. The dark form is going to be used to deal damage, and the light form is going to be used to heal allies and yourself. HEL's 1 in the dark form is a line attack that is going to explode into a 12 unit radius if it hits a god, a wall, or reaches the maximum range. In the light stance, this line attack is only going to deal damage to enemy gods. It cannot deal damage to minions or camps. If it hits an allied god, it is going to heal them and heal HEL on a successful hit. HEL's 2 in the dark stance is going to slow enemies and reduce their magical protections. In the light stance, it's going to cleanse HEL or any allied gods of any CC effects. HEL's 3 in the dark form, she's going to deal damage in a circle around her. In the light form, she's going to apply a heal in the circle around her. This is going to heal her and any allies that are standing near her. This heal is going to apply a heal over time that it ticks every second. HEL is going to gain 25% movement speed in the light form when she uses this ability, and her allies that are standing near her are going to gain 10% movement speed. So we are able to damage this Discordia with our 3. If we can kill a couple of minions, we're going to be able to reach level 2 and put a point into our 1. So we just hit level 2, put a point into our 1, we're going to hit her with our dark side 1, hit her with the light side 1, and now she is very weak. We're going to go ahead and cast a heal on ourselves. We're bopping pretty early. We're going to cast our 1, and we're going to kind of wait for the minions to push up a little bit, and then try to use our 3. We get tagged by Discordia, but she was not able to use her abilities on the wave. So the archers are going to be full health, pushing up. Our jungler rotates, gets some damage, we use our 1, and we're able to get the pick. Now we're going to make a rotation for the red buff. HEL's ultimate. In her dark stance, HEL's abilities are going to cause more damage and she's going to gain increased magical power. In the light stance, HEL's abilities are going to heal and support her allies, and she gains increased protections. The passive is that HEL gains increased HP 5, and half of the benefits gained from switching stance are shared with allied gods within 30 units. So that was the passive on her ultimate, and her actual passive is when HEL is in a stance, she gradually attunes to the strength of that stance, gaining up to 20% damage in the dark stance and 20% healing in the light stance. So we were able to get the first blood, we were able to get the enemy red, oracles, and now we are getting our red buff. So we are off to a pretty good start. Almost an ideal start. I don't think it can go any better than that. We're going to switch over to our dark stance, piece up this minion wave.
That is too bad.
So with Discordia, we really just have to watch out for her line attack. That's where a majority of her damage is going to be in the early game. If we get rooted by her 2, chances are she is going to hit us with the 1. So we probably need to watch out for the 2 as well, but the 1 is going to be where the damage is. We take a little bit of damage right there, and what we want to try to avoid, if we can help it, is making it to where Discordia has to choose between using her abilities on us or using her abilities on the minion wave. we're going to go ahead and back for the tier 2 version of boots. We could have waited a little bit longer to get the full version of our cooldown boots, but we got the 500 gold bounty. Without that, we'd be at around 10,000 gold, and I feel like for most players, you would probably want to back, pick up the tier 2 boots, because your 2 health potions and your 3 mana potions are probably running out. If you can hang out in lane and keep farming until you have enough money for the tier 3 version, I'd totally recommend it. But if you don't feel bad about backing for the tier 2 version. Discordia's just hanging out, our jungler's here. We should be able to get this. Oh, that's an Aegis from her. We're gonna dive it. We have our Aegis. We think we can take one more shot. So you might be asking, SeanyB Gaming, why on earth would I listen to you when you're diving tower at 3 minutes in? And my answer is, can you trust somebody who doesn't dive tower for kills? Our jungle is able to clean it up, it looks like. But anyway, whenever we dove that tower, we thought we could tank 2 shots and Aegis the 3rd. Unfortunately, the 2nd shot got us down. The plan was to eat 2 shots, use our 3, get the pick, and use our Aegis for the 3rd shot. Unfortunately, we just misjudged that a little bit. Sometimes whenever you're playing a game and it's like a 30-minute game, you load into the next game, you kind of carry some of that momentum that you had in the previous game. That's what I did. I was smacking last game, I was like I can still smack early game here, and just made a little bit of a misjudgment. I typically don't like pushing towers this early in the game, but since we have a fat minion wave, in order for us to be near the enemy minions, we're going to have to push up a little bit. And it does look like I am lagging a little bit this game. We're going to use our 3, get some damage. Discordia is below half health. We're going to use our 2, get the slow. We're going to throw our 1. We are not going to die by tower this time. We're just going to get Discordia very weak. Churn's able to rotate in. Discordia gets greedy, steps up to try to get the pick onto Churn, and we're able to clean up the Discordia. We're going to focus on the wave, and now we're going to rotate to a camp. Whenever you are playing mid, there are a lot of camps available to you. So what you want to try to do is clear the wave, hit a camp, go back to lane to clear the next wave. If you are trying to back in mid, you want to try to find a good time to back. So if you have to back, don't worry about it. But if you're trying to optimize it, what you want to do is clear a wave and then back while there are no camps down. That way, you'll be able to make it back to lane whenever the minions are approaching middle lane. Enemy Loki is approaching. We're going to back it up just a little bit. So you want to try to back when you don't have any camps and after you just cleared a minion wave. We're going to use our 2, use our 1, we get some good damage. Switch over to our light stance and just heal up all the damage that we received. So in terms of the build, we're going to be going into Mage's Blessing. Once it is evolved, Mage's Blessing is going to give us 10% cooldown, and it's going to give us a little bit of MP5. We're going to be building the tier 1 version of Doom Orb, and then we're going to be going into cooldown boots. I highly recommend cooldown boots on HEL. We are going to pick up a little bit of cooldown later in the build, but we're not going to be maxing it out by any means. So getting 10% on the boots just kind of works well with what we're doing here. HEL can heal, so lifesteal is kind of not as important as it would be on some of the other characters. Enemy red is up, so we're going to work with our Alposh jungle to clear that. So this game, we are playing with 4 people from the Discord server. The game before it, we had a full 5. The Sung Wukong is the random person, not from the Discord server. And we actually did not have comms, it was just all in-game communication. If you're ever trying to play, Discord server link is in the description. Best place to reach out to me. Best place to figure out when I'm playing. We're going to go ahead and clear this mid wave. Looks like Discordia back. We are running a little bit low on mana, so we're going to want to back right here. We do not have enough money for the tier 3 version of Doom Orb, but the tier 2 version is going to give us similar effects, just at a reduced rate. So Doom Orb, when it's fully built, or the tier 3 version of it, it's going to provide 145 magical power, it's going to provide 200 mana, it's going to provide 25 MP5 and 6% movement speed. MP5 is the rate at which you recover mana every 5 seconds, Having 25 MP5 is going to be pretty helpful on HEL. It's going to help us with our mana management. So the passive on Doom Orb is every stack you get, you're going to gain 1% movement speed and 4 magical power. You can have up to 5 stacks, and stacks last 15 seconds. We're going to rotate left. These people were a little far pushed up. Our target is Kabrakan, but he's just a little bit outside of our range. We're going to use a heal to get the 25% movement speed. Kabrakan is using his movement speed ability, so we're going to change our attention to the Loki. We're able to get the pick onto the Loki. Now we're going to rotate onto the Rama. Sun Wukong's over here. We miss our line attack 1. We get hit by the Discordia ultimate. That does a lot of damage. We're able to clean up the Rama, and we're going to pull back. Was not expecting the Discordia ult to do that much damage. Aphrodite's here, but we're just going to go ahead and back. We have enough money for our tier 3 version of Doom Orb. So you get 1 stack for killing a minion, and you get 5 stacks, or the full stacks, for clearing the, or for killing an enemy god.
Thanks. I am at your side.
Alposh was able to steal the enemy red buff again, so we are really keeping this Discordia under leveled. We have 3 levels on her right now. She has yet to get a red buff. Alposh secured the enemy red buff. We don't actually need to go pick up their red buff. We just need to deny them the farm and gold from the red buff. We're going to pick up our red buff and rotate back mid. So one of the issues with getting the tier 1 tower down this early is that my minions are pushing up past the halfway line. Which means if I want to get the farm from the enemy minions, I'm going to have to push up as well. Almost got the poke onto Discordia right there. Loki's right here. We're going to use our 3. I believe he got out of that. I didn't see any damage numbers. Jinwei is now on mid. I believe she is their solo. We're going to apply a little bit of a slow. Hit him with the 1. Hit him with our 3. They're pretty weak. She's going to have to use her ultimate to get out. We probably didn't have the damage with our light side 1. Fun fact about the light side 1, it can go through walls. Nowhere in the description does it tell you that, but the light side 1 can go through walls. I find this very helpful because I feel like 90% of players going against HEL do not expect an ability to cast through the wall. So we are kind of using our heal, or our light side 3, pretty often, even though we're full health, just so we can get that increased 25% movement speed. Whenever you leave Fountain, you definitely want to use the heal, get the movement speed, and then push up the lane. We have about 12,000 gold. So right here, we are thinking about making a rotation on left. It looks like they need a little bit of help. There's nobody over here, so that's my first mistake, is leading the rotation and rotating onto no teammates. I get ulted by Kabrakan, and I get picked. My team is just now arriving, so I feel like I got there maybe 5-10 seconds too early. If I would have waited for my team, that would have been a much better fight for me. Their Kabrakan is gross. He's probably their MVP on the enemy team. He's able to get the pick. Our Chernabog is able to get the pick onto the Kabrakan. Our turn goes down. So we lost 3 people in that fight. Looks like 4. So that was a very bad fight from me and kind of my team. I feel like we all just rotated left one by one instead of a collective push. So right now we see that there's a minion wave attacking our minion wave in the middle, but if we don't do anything left right now, I think Rama might be able to get this tower, or at least get it really low. So we're going to rotate onto this Rama. That's his dash. We're going to use our light side 1, get a little bit of damage, use our 3 to get the increased movement speed. That is his beads. We're going to use our dark side 1, dark side 3, and we hit him with the light side 1. We're able to clean up Rama. So with HEL, gaining that extra 25% movement speed allows you to catch up with most characters, especially if their dash is down. Right here, we make a little bit of a misplay. We start attacking our red buff, but while we're attacking our red buff, we are losing minions to our tower, which means we're missing out on XP and farm. If we would have rotated to the middle lane, cleared the wave, and then hit the red buff, we would have gotten more of the XP and gold right there. After going into Doom Orb, we're going to be going into Spear of Desolation. We're going to use our CC immunity, we're going to use our heal. Discordia is still hanging out here. We're going to use our ability. Here comes the Kabrakan. We get hit by the Discordia ult, we're going to use our Aegis. We're able to avoid a lot of damage right there. We used some of our abilities onto this Cabrakan. If we get the Cabrakan, that would be very nice. We get stunned, we're pretty weak, we miss our light side 1, we're going to throw a heal for our teammates, we're able to get the pick onto the Cabrakan. Loki kind of just left the Cabrakan to die, kind of just sold out his teammate right there. We're going to heal up, maybe get a little bit of poke. So right now, jungler is in mid with myself. Our carry and support are both very far pushed up. They have nobody in mid and they have nobody in the left. It is a great time to attack the Gold Fury. This first Gold Fury is going to give everybody on the team a little bit of gold, no special effects. So there are 3 types of Furies. There's the Gold Fury, which just gives gold. There's the Oni Fury, which is going to give an enhanced minion wave in each lane. And then there's the Primal Fury. The Primal Fury, when killed, is going to provide everybody on your team a stack. This stack is going to allow everybody to deal more damage to jungle camps, including Fire Giant and Pyromancer. You can stack this up to 3 times throughout the game. And the Primal is also going to increase the minions ever so slightly in each wave. Just one minion wave in each lane. It's not a permanent increase. We see Jhin is pretty weak, so we're going to try to rotate over. Loki's here, we're going to use our slow, use our 1. Quash is able to clean it up. Jinwei just uses her dash. We're going to use our 3, get the increased movement speed, and see if there's anything we can do to catch up to this Jinwei. We use our 3 for the increased movement speed. We take a lot more damage from the Jhin than we expected. And we go down. Just a very bad play from us. Alpwash was able to clean up the 1. Looks like Discordia is going to be able to clean up the Alpwash. So my mistake right there was diving the tower. We had no reason to do that. Jinwei was able to return some shots. I think at least one of those was a crit. And that would chunked a majority of our health. So we probably shouldn't be diving towers this early. A little silly by me. So we've died 3 times. The rotation left is a preventable death, but kind of less preventable than me diving into the tower for my other 2 deaths. So we're going to try to be a little bit smarter about that. We just picked up the Spear of Desolation. Spear of Desolation is going to give us 110 magical power. It's going to give us 10 magical penetration, flat magical penetration, and it's going to give us 10% cooldown. If we get a kill or an assist on an enemy god, all of our cooldowns are going to be reduced by 2 seconds. So why are we going Spear of Desolation over Spear of the Magus? I feel like with HEL, she's one of the few mages that would benefit from Spear of Desolation over Spear of the Magus. With HEL, being able to reduce your cooldowns is kind of vital to how well she can perform. With Spear of the Magus, that would just allow us to stack more damage. But if we're grouped with our team, getting kills or assists, we're going to really reap the benefits of Spear of Desolation. They provide almost identical stats, except for Spear of Desolation has 10% cooldown and a different passive. So Jinwei looks a little far pushed up. We're going to try round 2. We're going to apply our heal, get the increased movement speed. That is her ultimate. Where is she going to land? She lands right there. We apply the slow, hit her with the 1, hit her with the 3. We missed the light side 1. And now she has increased movement speed from her dash through the knockup. We hit her with the slow, hit her with the 3, and we're able to clean up the Jinwei. We're going to throw in heal onto our team. Discordia is rotating in. We really want to get eyes on the Cabrakan. Cabrakan is the character that's going to ruin us. Their Cabrakan is building very hybrid-y, so he's pretty tanky and is also packing a pretty big punch. We're going to clean up the minion wave. Level 17 by 17, we're doing alright. 2 people left, 2 people rotating from right to mid. Anything me and Alpwash take is probably going to be a little bit iffy. We're going to make a play for the enemy red buff. We're able to secure it. Now Cabrakan's on us. We're going to use our heal. Discordia is here. So that iffy play I was talking about, yep, very iffy. We're going to step into tower, take a tower shot to avoid the Discordia ultimate. We're going to start peeling away. We hear Loki, so we start trying to wiggle around. Right there, that might have been my mistake, was rotating back towards the enemy phoenixes instead of running towards mid. We apply slow, it looks like we're able to dodge the Loki, and then Jing Wei just pops up. We were running away from 4 people there. So our Chernobog is saying Cabrakan is my worst nightmare. Their Cabrakan is doing a lot of work, really messing up a lot of our flow. After going into the Spear of Desolation, we're going to be going into Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to provide 95 magical power. It's going to provide 300 mana, and it's going to provide 10% magical penetration. It's passive. If the enemy has below 2,000 health, your abilities are going to deal 2% of the target's maximum health. This scales up to 2,750 health. Then you're going to be dealing 7% of the enemy's maximum health. Subsequent hits on the same target are going to deal half the bonus damage. So anytime we damage someone with an ability, we're removing a percentage of their health. It does not matter if they have 0 magical protections or a billion magical protections, we're still going to be removing at least 2% of their health. So if we're wondering how much health the enemy has, let's take a look at our health bar and take a look at the Discordia health bar. It's probably pretty similar, so I don't think she has over 2,000 health. Discordia is a little far pushed up. We're going to use our 1, we're going to use our 3. There goes all of her health. We miss our light side 1. We're going to miss a basic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We use our 3. We're able to get her. We're going to heal up. Whenever we heal up, it is like she did not just embarrass us. No one else on the map has evidence that she embarrassed us, because we have a full health bar. Bracken's behind us, not necessarily trying to pick a fight with him. Not sure where he went, so we're going to rotate left. Our guess is that he's going left. Use R3 on the light side for the increased movement speed. That is a Rama ultimate. Here comes the Loki. We miss our dark side 2. We use our 3. We get some good damage off. We get a heal onto the Aphrodite. We're going to try to stick to this Cabrakan. We need to shut him down a little bit. Getting some good damage. Our team's kind of rotating in. We use our light side 2 to immune the stun from the Cabrakan. We're able to get the pick onto the Cabrakan. We're going to use our 3 for the increased movement speed, and we're going to keep marching up. Churn rotates and goes onto the Loki. Is able to get the pick onto the Loki. Now Jing Wei rotates the tower. It is 2 people defending the tower. I think we could pull back and go for an objective. So we don't have eyes on Discordia. I don't think she's really going to be able to rotate and prevent us from getting gold. This is an Oni Fury, so we're going to get a increased minion wave in each lane. Should be able to clean this up uncontested. General practice is a little bit better to secure the oracles before going for Gold Fury, just in case the enemy team does show up and prevent you from getting the Gold Fury. That way you've at least gotten some of the XP, some of the vision available on the map. We're going to drop our red buff. Red buff is going to increase our magical power. Our team's a little far pushed up in mid. I'm not exactly sure what's going on right. We're making a play straight for the Discordia. We're able to get the pick onto her. And then we're going to fall back, go for the middle tower. We have 3 people here. Jing Wei is very far pushed up on right. We don't see anybody in left. We're going to start working on this middle Phoenix. Kraken's here. We're going to pull back as soon as we see him. That is a Aphrodite ult. So in terms of our relics, we went with the Aegis for our first relic because we were going against the Discordia and a Loki. The Discordia ultimate, it can be very deadly, and the Loki ultimate is extremely deadly. So being able to avoid some of that damage, I thought would be the best choice of my relic. And in terms of my second relic, I went with the Phantom Veil. I typically would not recommend this on HEL or pretty much any mid laner, but I know 3 of the other people I'm playing with, and I know that they're not going to pick up Phantom Veil. Oh my goodness, we just walked into a whole lot of bad. So we need vision. Vision was probably the only thing that was going to get us out of that. We just turned the corner and there's a lot of people there. So the reason we got Phantom Veil is for the Cabrakan ultimate. I don't think that the Aphrodite or the Sun Wukong, the support or solo, who would normally pick up this relic, are going to pick up the relic. So I go ahead and pick up Phantom Veil for the team. Whenever a structure created by an enemy god is made, Phantom Veil is going to allow you to walk through that. So that is Cabrakan ult, Odin ult, Ymir walls. There's a couple of mechanics. So right there, that was a pretty bad lag spike. Had a few of them this game.
We need wards.
Yes.
So after going into Soul Reaver, we're going to be going into Shield of Regrowth. Shield of Regrowth is going to give us 300 health, it's going to give us 15 HP 5 and 15 MP 5 along with 10% cooldown reduction. We use our 2 onto this Discordia. We thought she was going to be standing in her circle, but we were able to get the pick regardless. The Shield of Regrowth passive, whenever we use a healing ability, we're going to gain 40% movement speed for 4 seconds. This can only occur once every 10 seconds. So right now we have 30% cooldown. Whoa, we have the full 40% cooldown. 10 from our Blessing, 10 from Boots, 10 from Spear of Desolation, and 10 from the Shield of Regrowth. So we can kind of just free cast, switch stance, heal up, switch back. We should be able to do a lot with 40% cooldown. We are going to be selling our Blessing, so we are going to lose 10% in just a second. Big fight going on over here. We're going to use our Dark Side 2, slow them, remove some protections. We get some damage onto the Jingwei. Jingwei uses her ultimate. She lands. We use our Dark Side 1. We're able to get the pick onto Jingwei. We're going to use our 3, get the pick onto the Cabrakan. Rama's over here. We're going to try to get the pick onto him as well. We use our Dark Side 1. We're able to get him. We hear Loki. We're hunting for him. Loki doesn't want to give me that quad. There goes his blink. We're going to keep chasing. There goes his invisibility. We are still chasing. Discordia is here, Loki is here as well. I think we're going to be able to piece these fellas up. Get the slow and magic protection removal onto the Discordia. We use our light side 1. We're going to use our dark side 1, get some damage. We apply a slow, I think that caught the Loki. We're able to get the pick onto the Discordia. We're going to heal up. We're going to fall back just a little bit. We still have our Aegis. We're going to use our light side 1, that's a swing and a miss. We're going to use our 3. We're going to use our dark side 1, and we're able to clean it up. That is all 5 picks. That felt good. And we should be able to rotate out of here. No problem. So now that we have gotten a deicide, what can we get in return? Right now, Aphrodite is the only person far up on the map. I bet you we could go for Fire Giant right here. Are we not going to go for fire at all? Oh no, we're going to go for structure. We had a deicide. We totally should have gone for Fire Giant right there. Fire Giant is going to increase our power. It's going to give us HP 5 and MP 5. It's going to allow us to do more damage to structures. Does a lot. It would have been very helpful to have. That is a Cabrakan ultimate that got ruined by the Aphrodite knockback. We have 4 people over here. We should be able to take this tower. Oh no. Jingwei is behind. Alpwash is engaging the Jingwei by himself. That's unfortunate. If we would have rotated, we probably would have saved him. That is a Loki ultimate. Let's see if we can get the pick on the Loki. Get the easy pick onto the Loki. Throw a heal. Use our line attacks. Apply the slow and magic protection reduction. Heal up our teammates. It's a 3v1. I say retreat. It's time to go for Pyromancer. I still think we should have gone for Fire Giant. I think that would have opened this game up a lot. So, working on the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer, if you are leaving Fountain, you're going to gain 40% increased movement speed for 15 seconds. And if you see there is a yellow or orange circle right below our Titan, that represents the timer for the Pyromancer buff. So if we back while that circle still exists, we are going to be able to leave Fountain a little bit faster than normal. which can be helpful whenever your team is backing. It's going to allow everyone to pretty much back, buy, and make it back to lane relatively quick, or at least quicker than the enemy team. We're going to pick up our red buff, go ahead and back with a very pretty penny in the pocket. We are going to sell our Mage's Blessing so we could pick up the Obsidian Shard. Obsidian Shard is going to give us 70 magical power, and it's going to give us 20 magical penetration. So we have 10% magical penetration from Soul Reaver, 20% from Obsidian Shard, and we have 10 flat pen from Spear of Desolation. Flat pen, if they have 200 protections, flat pen, oh man, we are in the fight. We need to use our Aegis right here. We're going to use our 3. Kraken's able to get us. Kraken's just doing unexpected amounts of damage. Taking a look at his build, he has the lifesteal boots and going straight into Polynomicon. So this Kraken did not pick up Gauntlet of Thieves, which is an item most supports pick. Kraken pieces up the Sun Wukong. So flat pen versus percent pen, I think 200 is the magic number here. If we have 10 flat magic penetration and they have 200 magic protections, we're going to deal damage to them as if they had 190 magic protections.
Do not worry.
If we factor in the 10% magical penetration, then it is going to deal damage as if they had 180 magical protections. So the more protections they have, the more valuable the percent penetration is going to be. In the early game, if they only had 60 magical protections and you were to remove 10%, you'd be dealing damage to them as if they had 54 magical protections. But if you have the flat pen, the 10 flat pen, you can deal damage as if they had 50 magical protections. So flat pen is a little bit better in the early game, percent pen is better in the late game. We're going to go ahead and clean up right lane. Obsidian Shard also has a passive. The first ability cast gains 10% magical penetration, can occur once every 10 seconds. So there is a cap to the amount of magical penetration you're allowed to have, or the percent magical penetration you're allowed to have. That cap is 40%. Right now we are only at 30%, but the passive from Obsidian Shard is going to allow us to reach the 40%. But the passive from Obsidian Shard actually allows you to go over the cap. So if you had 40% and you have Obsidian Shard, your first ability is going to deal damage as if it had 50% magical penetration. We clean up. Kraken is the only one left. We should be able to attack this middle Phoenix.
Never give in.
We miss our heal onto our teammate. With 4 people here, Churn is trying to solo the Kraken.
Oh look, more work for you to do.
We're able to get the middle Phoenix. Right here, we're going to make an attempt to end it. I think as long as everybody's focusing the Titan, never mind, that Kraken just chunks. Accidentally popped Fan and Veil. I don't think I meant to cast it right there. Actually, I think I was expecting the Kraken ultimate. We're going to heal up our Sun Wukong a little bit. They have 4 people up. Now it is time to back. We do not need any of this right now. So we're out right here. As long as we don't do anything stupid and turn around, we should be able to just fall back. Oh no. Oh no. We're just gonna let them catch up to us. 2 people here. We get some good damage off, but Loki's here and is able to ult us. We're gonna use our Aegis. But as soon as we got ulted by Loki, we were pretty much done. If we had used our Light Side 2, we might have been able to get out of there. Light Side 2 would have prevented us from being stunned, and then we probably could have used the heal to get the increased movement speed. The enemy team is able to secure the Gold Fury, so now they're going to have an enhanced minion wave in each lane. We already have our movement speed potion. So we are going to sell our boots, and then at this point in the game, I feel like our damage is there. The longer the fight goes on, the more favorable it is for us. If we pick up some defenses right now, that's going to help our survivability, and it's going to help the fights last longer. So we're going to be going into the Mantle of Discord. The Mantle of Discord is going to give us 60 physical protections, 60 magical protections, and 10% cooldown. This item gives you 120 protections total, which is a lot for a single item. It also has a passive that if we fall below 30% health, we're going to stun enemies around us for 1 second, and we're going to become CC immune for 1 second. This has a 90-second cooldown. So it's not super reliable because it has a long cooldown, but the 10% cooldown and then the stats it provides is just it's the best single defensive item in the game. If you had to pick up just one defensive item, I would recommend Mantle of Discord. So they do have some anti-heal going. We're going to apply a slow. Outwash is able to get the pick. It looks like Kraken used his Aegis. We're going to throw a heal. We just walk into the Jing Wei. There's so much going on. Our pathing was terrible. So right now, the last 2 deaths have happened kind of quickly, and I feel like it's because the enemy team is just grouped up better than we are as a team. We're kind of engaging one by one. The enemy team is kind of moving with at least 4 people together. So I tell somebody, like, hey, get right. Churn just spawns. It looks like he was going left, so we're like, nope, go right, bud. And I think he's going to be able to save that Phoenix.
Looks like we have a fearless warrior on our hands. An enemy has been
So
slain.
we got ulted by Kraken pre-level 12 before we had our Relic, Phantom Veil. I don't think we've been ulted by him since, so it might have been a terrible buy, but I felt like it was a good game to pick it up because I knew my teammates weren't going to pick it up, and I might be able to save him.
Do not worry. Fortune favors the bold.
We're going to use our heal, head up mid lane.
I'll attack middle lane. On my way.
Enemies incoming middle.
So I think Sun Wukong was support, Afro was solo, and then they just switched lanes. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. We're going to secure our red buff.
Retreat from the
We have
jungle.
2 wards that we need to place. Churn is going to make a play for the middle Phoenix. There's 2 people in right, 1 in left. I think he's going to be able to get it. Loki's here. Oh, he's fully invisible. And we get him. We saw him in the jungle because of that ward. We used our 2. We saw that he was immune. And that kind of gave us an idea of where he was.
The night holds many terrors. Terrors I would rather not face.
We're going to rotate back, try to group up with our team. I don't think me and Afro are really going to be able to fight into too many people right here. We're going to start running away. That is an Aphrodite ultimate. We're going to use R3, get the increased movement speed. Get a little bit of damage off, but we are going to fall back. Heal up the Aphrodite a little bit. Kraken's coming onto us. We use our dark side too. We miss R3. We miss a couple of things right there. We're going to make a play for the Jing Wei. We use our dark side too. Jing Wei is still the best target for us. We get ulted by Kraken, and right as we were about to slam down R3, we just got targeted by 3 people. So, I feel like we did miss a lot right there. But, they're just grouped a lot better than we are right now. That was a 5v3. And now it is a 5v2. So they're just engaging as a full team. We're kind of engaging not as a full team. Yeah, I think we're still doing alright. So we do want to pick up some power potions whenever we die or whenever we back. Power potions are going to increase our power. It's also going to give us 10% cooldown. And the 10% cooldown from the power potion will take us from 30% cooldown to 40% cooldown. Churn is the only one left. We do have a fire wave pushing up mid. Churn's doing some good damage. Churn's able to get the pick onto the Discordia.
Attack Fire Giant.
Fire Giant is probably open. I don't think Loki can really contest too much, but the Rama probably could contest. especially with his ultimate.
Ultimate is ready.
Between Churn, Outwash, and myself, I believe we're going to be able to take the Fire Giant. So as we damage this guy, he's going to do a line attack that's going to knock us up, but we're going to switch to our light stance and use our 2 so we do not get knocked up. That is the CC effect being cleansed. We're going to keep working on it. Doesn't look like anybody's rotating in. We do have some vision. Jingwei is all the way in left, so we are able to secure the Fire Giant. We're going to go ahead and secure the Pyromancer. So our biggest issue, I feel like in the late game, has been not fighting as a team. We got Fire Giant, we got Pyromancer, telling everybody to retreat. Everybody back, everybody leave Fountain around the same time. Let's push up together. I feel like getting everybody on the same page, moving around the same time, is probably the only change we really need to make in this game. That's not entirely true. There's a lot of things that we could have changed, but I think it's going to make a difference. Having everybody on our side of the map, leaving Fountain around the same time. I don't think the Gold Fury is up. It actually is. So Churn and Afro are still pretty far back. We're going to kind of fall back as well. We don't want to push past half until our team is with us. They have 3 people in mid. Outwash is rotating right, so at best this is going to be a 4v5. Looks like they're rotating right. Jingwei is kind of there. We're going to use our Dark Side 2. Kabrakan is on our Aphrodite. Loki uses his ultimate on us, but Aphrodite used her ultimate. We are able to get the Gold Fury. We get some damage onto this Kabrakan. We're able to get the pick onto the Loki. We're going to rotate mid. It seems they don't know we're coming from jungle. We get the Dark Side 2, reduce their magical protections. We're able to get the pick onto the Kabrakan. Outwash is able to get the pick onto Discordia. That's a full Deicide, and I believe we're going to be able to just march up middle lane and kill the Titan. All in all, pretty fun game.
Extraordinary works.
Well, anyway, if you guys enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm pretty sure I oofed and forgot to record the stats, but if you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.